tonight. My name is Karina Love. I'm the chair of the Book of the Year Committee, and I have a few little housekeeping things to take care of before we get started. I wanted to say a couple thank yous. First of all, to the small group of people that organize this event and all the events that are associated with it each year, the Book of the Year Committee. Thank you. Also our sponsors and supporters, the Cuesta Academic Senate, the Friends of Cuesta College, and more sponsors, the SLO County Public Library and SLO County Reads, the Cuesta Student Equity Fund, the Cuesta Associated Students, the Cultural Diversity and Student Equity Committee, the President's Innovation and Motivation Fund, and the many individuals that have given personally to make this happen. I would really appreciate it. Oh, and Cheryl Zeal for the lovely flowers. And a very special thank you to Cuesta student veterans and the Veterans Resource Center here on campus, and Karen Andrews, who works every day to make the veterans here on campus feel welcome and supported and have success. And I'm sure many others that I've forgotten to write down. We have a full program this year. We had an amazing PTSD training this morning with Welcome Home Veterans, which was really amazing, and we heard from a lot of student veterans on a panel. And can you believe it's been 7 years we've been doing this in this format and bringing authors here with all sorts of programs, and we want to keep it going and ask you right now to support it, so you can fill out a response form, make a suggestion for next year's book or theme. You can join Cuesta Friends of the Library, and oh right, send us, get on our email mailing list, or friend us on Facebook or Twitter, and keep learning about what we're doing each year. So okay, we'll get started. We're going to do about 45 minutes of Q&A with the author, and then 15 minutes of questions. We've passed out little library card catalog cards that we have lots of at the library, which are questions. And Jackie there has more. If you need more, we'll give you one. About half an hour before we're finished, we'll pick them up and bring them up here. So now to introduce our guest tonight is a great supporter of Book of the Year every year, the Cuesta Superintendent President, Gil Stork.
Thank you very much, Karina, and welcome to Cuesta College, and thank you very much for supporting this amazingly successful program that, when conceived, had no idea the kind of community response and resonance it would have. This is, again, as I mentioned in the past, this is that unique opportunity to celebrate the power of the written word. You know, so much of our life is influenced by electronic stimulation where we respond to things, but very, very few times, unless we force ourselves or unless we gather together in groups, do we really allow our imagination to interpret the written word into life's meaning for each of us and our groups. I want to take a little survey of the audience. How many of you here are veterans? Raise your hand. Oh, wonderful. How many of you How many of you are book clubbers? I heard we have a special group here tonight. We have a men's book club called the Shortest Attention Span Book Club. And we're all right down here. Right. Thank you, guys. I think the criteria was they only select books that are less than 250 pages or something like that. Yeah. That's great. We can tag team and each read 50 and then pass it down. How many of you are trauma survivors? Raise your hand. Where you've had a trauma in your life and you're still dealing with the aftermath. Because this book addresses trauma in the broadest sense of what we mean. So this looks different than we've had before. Usually there's a podium set in the center, and after we do the introductions, the author comes up and speaks to you, and then we do the dialogue. Well, this is a little different. We have a dialogue tonight of our guest author and the moderator of this conversation tonight. And I'd like to introduce those two individuals. First of all, the moderator, who's our own Tom Patchell. Tom's alumnus of Cuesta College. He served 6 years in the United States Marine Corps Reserve and attained the rank of sergeant. While he was completing his military duty, Tom completed his undergraduate studies at Cal Poly in English with a minor in philosophy and also his master's degree in American and English literature. Tom joined the English faculty in the fall semester of 2006, and as I said, he'll serve as our moderator. Now, Kevin Powers. He is our honored guest this evening. He was born and raised in Richmond, Virginia, and he still lives there. Kevin served in the United States Army in 2004 and 2005, during which time he was deployed to Mosul and Tal Afar, Iraq. Following his honorable discharge from the Army, Kevin pursued his education, first at the Virginia Commonwealth University, earning his undergraduate degree, and then achieving his Master in Fine Arts degree from the University of Texas at Austin, where he was also named a Michener Fellow in Poetry. The Yellow Birds is Kevin's first novel, and he and his book have hit the literary world with a bang. Kevin was acknowledged by the PEN/Hemingway Award in 2013 for First Fiction, the 2012 Guardian First Book Award, and is a finalist in the National Book Award. For me, the Yellow Birds had a profound impact. Not ever serving in the military, the impact for me was the challenge of coping with the aftermath of trauma. In 1960, I was a 19-year-old Cal Poly student athlete, about the same age as the book's Army buddies John Bartle and Daniel Murphy. After playing Bowling Green University in Ohio, we were preparing to return to California from the Toledo airport. On takeoff, our twin-engine C-47 crashed, killing 22 people, with 26 survivors. Of the 35 members of my football team, 16 died that day, and 19 of us came away with another chance in life. I have spent the last 55 years of my life sorting out the meaning of that experience, the anger, the uncertainty, the guilt of living, and the gratitude that eventually comes with the gift of life. This has helped me with my psychological recovery. At the end of Kevin's book, as part of the author's note, he writes in response to his question, "What was it like over there?" And as Kevin struggled to compose an answer to the question, he realized that war was only like itself. He went on to say that people are all the same. Grief and fear, shame and anger are as alike in each of us as our breath or blood. In spite of differences of scope or scale or the useless divisions between their common or uncommon causes. He said, "I hoped I could begin again with this in mind, understanding now that the difficulty of contending with this question was not that it remained unanswered, but rather how I might find a way to say the answer could be known to each of us if we'd only allow ourselves to be reminded of it." So Kevin, I'm so grateful for you for reminding me of that important lesson. So ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you Tom Patchell and Kevin Powers.
Welcome to Cuesta. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. I just want to start by saying how much I've appreciated the warm welcome I've received and how much I appreciate all of y'all taking the time out of your evening to be here. I know you don't have to be, and it really kind of warms my heart that so many people would come, not just to hear me talk about my book, but to talk about any book. I'm going to be buoyed when I get back home and start working on my next one. So I really appreciate it. I do.
Well, Kevin, I know that reading a book can be a really agonizing and painful process, and what motivates a person to do something like set out on a task like this?
I don't know, questionable sanity probably, I think. I don't know, I mean, I guess it's just, for me, you know, my mother encouraged reading from a really young age, and I never found anything else that, you know, helped me understand the world that I live in, what it meant to be the person I was in the world, allowed me to ask the kind of questions that I had. For whatever reason, the way that I think and the way that I experience the confusion that often accompanies being a human person. There's something about reading, imaginative literature, but any kind of literature, really, that, you know, where I believe I'll find an answer there, and that's translated into writing for me as well. I mean, not long after I really felt like I discovered this passion as a reader, I thought, well, maybe I can try to do this too. And so having a particular concern in the way that I did after I came home from Iraq and was confronted with a particular question, which was already mentioned, of what was it like, it felt natural for me to you know, to find a blank piece of paper and start, if not answering it, I certainly don't claim to have done that, but at least trying to give the question some kind of shape. And then you just don't want to stop till you're done. And it's hard to know what that looks like.
How do you know when you're done with the book? Like that's a good...
Oh, yeah, that's a good question. I think exhaustion, just kind of give up. No, I mean, I think you just sort of live with it long enough that you know that you've done the best thing that you can do with the kind of tools that are available to you at the time. If I tried to contend with the same questions that I was dealing with in this book, if I tried to do that now, I think it would come out different. I'm not sure what it would look like. So you just sort of, you say, okay, I've done what I can do. And yeah, I suppose, yeah, people would, there are people out there who would say that they don't think this book is done, but it's a subjective endeavor, so.
It's hard to know, right?
You just kind of trust your instincts, yeah.
And endings are difficult, right? I mean, to write.
I think so. Well, in this case, I tried to get it out of the way, so I just wrote it first. Yeah.
Good strategy there. Yeah. The endings are in the beginning, usually, right? I mean, the seeds of the ending.
Yeah.
So would you consider yourself a military writer?
I mean, I guess my opinion on the subject doesn't matter. The work that I've produced seems to indicate that that subject is of some interest to me. I mean, I don't really think of myself in any, I don't find labels in that way to be particularly useful. I mean, like a lot of writers, I'm a person who writes about the things that I don't understand. And it just so happens that a really important part of my life took place on account of my relationship to the military and my service. And so those are the questions that I've been dealing with.
I think that's a great statement, writing about what you don't understand. I think that a lot of people would probably believe writers write what they understand and they know about. So
if I knew anything, I wouldn't bother with it, I promise.
Okay.
It's just the way that I try to figure stuff out.
When you sit down to write a book, how do you get started? Do you start with the plot, conflict, characters? Do you just start with sort of an idea?
I mean, I don't know that this will hold true for the rest of my life, but thus far, and maybe this is as a result of the relationship that I have to poetry, I get a line stuck in my head, or I get an image that, for whatever reason, I can't shake, and I try to figure out, you know, why is that sticking in my head the way that it is? Why do I find that so provocative or interesting or engaging? Why can't I, you know? And then it's just a matter of trying to sort of build a story around that. Where is this image coming from? So for instance, well, I don't know if this is a spoiler alert or not, but the image that closes the book came to me first, and I thought, how does this person end up where he is? How does he get there? And what are the consequences for the people who cared about this person? And so I just started thinking about that, but what came to me originally was this sort of vision of what you see at the end of the book.
Okay. Yeah, there are lots of striking images actually in the book. I think one of the things that stands out to me were the hyacinths. Was this another sort of image that you had that you wanted to build around, or did you see hyacinths when you wrote it?
I definitely was. It's funny, growing up in a place like Virginia, which is green pretty much all the time, and then going to a desert environment, I was so, I think, profoundly affected by those rare moments of beauty and the way that color, you know, as I imagine it probably does here in a lot of ways. When you see color, it's so striking and so beautiful in the midst of circumstances that are anything but. And so that contrast between that beauty and that life and that abundance, but also the deprivation and pain and sorrow was really, I mean, it definitely left an impression on me. And so those kinds of moments stuck out. And, you know, I guess, you know, the hyacinth as a literary device is pretty old, and it kind of talks about the rebirth of nature and the natural world.
Sure.
And well, I guess one of the things that, you know, maybe I was trying to insist on just for myself in the book was the way that life finds a way.
Right.
I'm trying to.
Right, Ovid, there's a story in Ovid with
Right,
the hyacinths and the rebirth.
Yeah, and so,
right.
you know, there's a kind of this idea that I guess is a Buddhist idea that I've always found particularly compelling, this notion of joyful participation in the sorrows of the world. And I guess it's kind of a coping mechanism, but I tried to sort of weave that into the story as much as I could. I recognized that if anybody ever did read this thing that I was writing, I was going to be asking them to read difficult material and painful material, and you know, reading. Yeah, they're people I made up, but you know, they're stories that could be happening to people's family members. So I also wanted there to be this kind of reprieve. I wasn't trying to torture the reader. So beauty being a part of the world as it always is everywhere, I wanted to make sure that I was acknowledging it too.
You mentioned the characters, and you said you made them up, these characters. Did one come first, and then you thought of the other two, or did they all kind of come together? Or it sounds like Murph came first.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah. I mean, I guess they sort of came together pretty quickly, and it occurred to me eventually that, you know, I didn't know guys who matched these characters specifically, but I think in a lot of ways, I found that aspects of each of these characters' personality probably exist in pretty much everybody I know, and certainly within myself, as much as I'm loath to admit it, if you've read the book. But sure, there's a part of me that's something like Sterling. There's a part of me that's something like Murph, and certainly Bartle, in a way, was my proxy to ask the questions that I wanted to ask. So I kind of think of them as occupying different positions on a sort of spectrum, with kind of Bartle being the one in the middle, trying to figure out which direction they're all going to go in.
Right, and he's certainly who we're left with as a narrator.
Right.
Probably, I would say the character that stays with everybody, even though Bartle is our narrator and we're with him through the whole book, is Sterling. Really compelling character. Bartle describes him as dangerous but necessary, right? And can Sterling be a sympathetic character? He comes off as scary in the book and violent in scenes. And
I think so. I tried to through Bartle, sort of let the reader know that he you know, as conflicted as Bartle's feelings are about him, that he wants to understand him, and that in a way he feels a certain degree of gratitude toward that necessity, you know, toward his willingness to do the things that were necessary and were difficult and uncomfortable. And Bartle talks in the book, he says, you know, he's why I'm alive.
Right.
Yeah, really, I mean, with Sterling, I think the way that I thought about it is he's willing to sacrifice his humanity to save the lives, the actual physical beings that he's entrusted with. Whereas if you think about Murph maybe being in opposition to that, Murph isn't willing to sacrifice his humanity, and it costs him his life, his physical body. So it's, you know, what are you willing to give up? What kind of compromises are you willing to make? And it seemed to me that Sterling, I hoped anyway, that he would represent somebody who felt like he had to make these compromises to accomplish the task at hand, that he had a responsibility to the people he was in charge of, and he was willing to sort of set compassion and love and all of that stuff aside so that his guys would get home.
Mm-hmm. Well, how much research goes into a book like The Yellow Birds? I mean, it's obviously a work of memory and imagination in some ways. Were there things you had to kind of research, or people you had to call and ask questions as you were writing the book?
No, I mean, I guess having accidentally done a year's worth of research when I was much younger. No, I mean, you know, I at one point I had tried to take some notes when I was over there, just as not with the intention of writing a book, but just sort of to get my thoughts together, and pretty quickly found out that I just didn't have the mental energy to do that. So when I started writing the book, you know, I pretty quickly figured out that the questions I was asking and that the process of trying to sift through the memories I had was actually a pretty fundamental part of Bartle's story too. I sort of made it a fundamental part of Bartle's story too. And I think anybody who's gone through a difficult experience or an experience that defies explanation, you find that you return to your memories over and over again. You attempt to take these fragments of memories, these bits of experience, and you try to put them together into a story that makes sense. And so as a writer, that was kind of the act that I was performing, thinking about, what did that look like? I've got the briefest glimpse of it in my mind, but I can't quite put it together. And recognizing that part of the process I was experiencing as a writer was very similar to the kinds of stories we tell ourselves. I mean, really, when we're thinking about our own lives, we're telling the stories that we can get out of our memories, which very often are unreliable and broken up.
Recreations,
Yeah,
right? That's
absolutely.
really what they are, yeah.
So I had this kind of gut instinct that, you know, I didn't want to rely too much on data that was available to me. I wanted that feeling of looseness and the kind of fleeting nature of the memories that I was drawing on. I hoped that would somehow work its way into the texture of the book.
Well, we've been talking about some of the characters. We talked about Sterling a little bit. Bartle, who is our narrator, we followed through the entire book and back home. He seems to be kind of in a daze even before some of the bad things happen. You know, even at the when he talks about reasons why he joined, it was so he could disappear, he says, and not make decisions. And
Right.
He almost seems like something was going on with him before any of this started, and that affects him through it. Is there a backstory on Bartle?
Oh, I think there certainly is. I'm not entirely sure what it is. I know who he is as a person is somebody who, being rather immature, as people his age often are, he just doesn't know what he's supposed to do. And so I've found in my experience, people that I've talked to who are in the military or veterans, that's not actually that unusual, where people sort of just join the service. Of course, you know, there are people who do it for patriotic reasons, people who do it for economic reasons, but some people just think, well, I don't really know what else to do. And that was kind of the case for me.
I think that was sort of my
Right, you just
situation
sort of
too.
you think, well, I know this is an honorable thing to do. I don't really know what else to do, so I'm just going to do it. So I think there's a kind of just sort of a feeling of being adrift, this desire for some meaning that is not uncommon for young adults and adolescents. And I think very often that feeling of being adrift will sort of draw somebody into the military service. So I think he's not too unusual in that respect.
Right. Well, how about Murph? I mean, Murph, almost from the beginning, was he just too sensitive for this type of thing? Is he? He comes off as a sensitive character. You know, he's somebody that the other characters want to take care of instinctively, and
yeah, I mean, I think he's the youngest. He's the smallest, probably the weakest, but. You know, the way that I thought of him is that he kind of had the most resolve and the most strength. He's the one who's, I guess, who best understands the stakes. And his sacrifice is, I guess, unique in the book. But, I mean, he cracks, but he cracks in a way to resist becoming the thing that he's afraid he's going to become. You know, he ends up in the military because he sees it as preferable to
being down in the mines.
Being down in the mines, which is also not unusual. People who come from difficult economic backgrounds, people who have kind of family tradition of really difficult and dangerous work. Yeah, sometimes joining the Army doesn't seem so bad if you don't want to spend 15 hours a day, 1,000 feet below the ground, you know. So, yeah, I think he has a certain amount of sensitivity, and maybe that's why he's doomed. Sterling certainly thinks so.
Yeah, you mentioned that there are oppositions, and it's also interesting that Bartle mentions that Murph is sort of like a miniature version of Sterling. They have the same features, same hair, same eye color.
Yeah.
Which almost makes them kind of like weird brothers or something.
I think that's true. I think in a way they're kind of equal. Maybe Bartle sees them as equally viable options, right? This is one approach to trying to get through an experience that is as challenging, as difficult as it is, and this is another approach. So yeah, no, I think there are similarities, even though they're kind of at the opposite ends
of the extreme. Opposite. Have you got a lot of feedback from veterans from, say, other conflicts like Korea or Vietnam from this book? Have you received how they sort of responded to it, or accepted the book or not accepted it? Have you had much contact like that?
Yeah, well, you know, I would say first of all that thankfully the people who don't like it generally don't bother to get in touch with me and let me know. No, I mean, you know, I have had, generally when I do a reading or a talk or something, I'll have a Vietnam veteran or the family members of veterans of our current conflicts talk to me. And more often, I will get a chance to talk to somebody who served in either Iraq or Afghanistan. You know, when the book first came out and I was doing these things, I didn't really get much feedback from them. I mean, I got a couple. I got letters.
Do you get a lot of mail? About the book, or people write you?
From time to time. I mean, I got you know, emails. I got an email that was really powerful from a girl whose significant other had come home and just really wasn't able to articulate the way they were feeling or what was going on. And she wrote me a really long email saying that she felt like reading the book had given her, even if it was just the slightest glimpse, a way of understanding what her loved one had been through. And I felt an enormous amount of, I don't know, it's you know, I think that was as important as anything I'll ever be able to do in my life, is mattering to another person's life in that way, in a real way, tangible way, where she felt like she could understand someone she loved in a way that she hadn't before. And I also, you know, I had a letter from a guy who, you know, he's basically like a lot of F-bombs, like, you know, for some effing reason my parents thought this would be a book I should read. He's like, it was pretty good, but it should come with a warning label. And I was like, yeah. Thanks for reading anyway, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, so no, I mean, I think one of the things, it takes time for vets to get to a point very often where they're comfortable engaging with the subject or talking to somebody about it. So yeah, I mean, I've had some Iraq and Afghanistan vets talk to me and tell me that they appreciated just the fact that the story is getting out there and that people like you are willing to talk about it and think about it. Because, you know, not everybody is. Not everybody's thinking about it. Not everybody is willing to think about it. And so even if the only thing I can do is get people to think about vets, then, you know, then I feel like I've done something.
That is, getting people to think. And I think that this is not a topic that a lot of people, as we were talking about today, or as the presenter at the PTSD workshop said, what happened was he gave us a quiz. It was like 10 questions about the audience about Iraq and Afghanistan. And I got to say, I probably got about a 1 out of 10 on that quiz. Most people, I think, even though we know these wars are going on and that they've been going on, we really don't know a lot of the particulars.
Right.
And there's a lot of people who are coming back and who have lived those particulars. And in that way, your book is sort of a window on that stuff.
Yeah, and it's interesting because I'm not immune to that either. I mean, it's been 10 years since I was in Iraq. And over those 10 years, I get exhausted by the news too. You know, I don't want to hear about it every day. But, you know, it requires a certain, you know, I have to make a decision. You know, I understand what these guys and women are going through, and I want to pay attention to it, and I want to be informed when I vote, and I want to acknowledge what's happening and what we're asking these people to do. But my instinct is to turn away. So I certainly don't judge people for not wanting to look at it. It's easier for sure, but
do you think that's what it is? Is it it's just kind of a difficult thing to learn about, or
well, it's uncomfortable
for
sure. Yeah, yeah. But no, I mean, I really do appreciate it when people are willing to look at it because it matters. It really does.
What was the hardest part of the book to write for you, would you say?
I think in a lot of ways the hardest part of the book actually came out the quickest in terms of the amount of time that I wrote it. There's a passage that's about 2 pages long, which doesn't have much in the way of punctuation, but it's sort of, Bartle just sort of goes on this rant in his head about you know, what it is that he thinks he's become, and all of the things that all the ways he thinks he's failed, and the consequences of that. And it's of a much different register than the rest of the book. And I intended it to be that way because it's in that moment that he's sort of breaking free. He's been sort of trying to hold it together for so long, and he just can't. He just lets it out. And so it was difficult for me to get, you know, I've been in a similar point in my life as a veteran. After I came home, sort of trying to kind of put my experience, the difficulties of the experience I had, which thankfully were paled in comparison to what Bartle and Murph and Sterling deal with, and paled in comparison, to be honest with you, with what a lot of veterans experience. But anyway, for me, I tried to put that stuff kind of in a box, and I tried to have control over it. And then one day, it just needed to come out.
So it took like a day to write that, or a couple hours?
Yeah, it took a few hours to write that. And so when I was revisiting that in kind of in Bartle's mind and in his voice, I had to think about the time in my life where I got to that point where I was basically at the crossroads, and I didn't know which way I was going to go, and I just had to decide to just let all that out. So it was tough to get to that emotional point again, but I knew what I was going to say.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
I think one of the most frustrating things for me about the book, in a way, and I've talked to other people about this, is the letter.
Right.
And we never get to see the letter. We
Yeah, you never get to
we
see
don't
the letter.
we don't know that much about the letter,
No.
and it's such a focal point of the book. I've even, the first time I read it, I remember going back and saying, did I forget that part or something?
Yeah.
Where's that letter?
Right.
LaDonna Murphy, she's excited about it. I want to read it.
You know what it says, though, right? More or less, the contents of it.
I have some
Yeah.
ideas, yeah, right.
I just felt like, I wrote the letter, but I felt like somehow that question and having it ambiguous in that way, and maybe being a source of some annoyance might, it might add a level of tension in it. And I wanted you to think about what Bartle said. I mean, he says, that Murph is fine, and he says that he writes in his voice, and he says, I'm fine, and everything's okay. And basically, he takes away her her ability to sort of process the grief naturally in the way that she should, and the time that she should. I just felt like I wanted you to construct that letter as a reader. I wanted you to try to understand why he would do that, why he would feel like he would take that right away from her, and why he would need to. And I just felt like there was more. I was maybe asking more of the reader by leaving it out, but that was okay.
It actually kind of reminds me of in Hamlet, when Hamlet returns to Elsinore, 3 letters precede him, and one is to his mother, Gertrude, and that's the one letter we never get to read in Hamlet. And it's kind of similar with this one. We have ideas, right? What's in there?
Right.
But
I based it on Hamlet.
see that? I do it. There we go. Yeah. Well, we have some questions from our audience. If I can read them, let's see. Here's one. In the book, Bartle says he feels guilty when people thank him for his service. We talked a little bit about this today.
Right.
What should we say instead to honor service?
It's an interesting question. I guess what I want to start by saying is that, I'll speak for myself. I've never received that thank you and not been appreciative of it. I appreciate it, and you can tell when it's genuine. But that's not the only thing that I feel or felt when I get that thank you. So I would just add, I wouldn't say stop saying it, but, and this was something that was mentioned, and I thought was articulated really well during the panel.
By Dr. Joseph.
Yeah, by Dr. Joseph today. I mean, one of the things that, just remember what you're thanking them for. When you say thank you, just be aware of what they're gonna think about. When you say thank you for your service, what does their service mean to them? To me, it means a lot of different things, and it's not all puppies and cupcakes and roses. It brings to mind some very difficult times in my life, and so I might react in a kind of awkward way to that on occasion, but it doesn't mean I don't appreciate it. So there's a kind of, holding two ideas and at the same time. You feel gratitude at the gesture, but it can also make you really uncomfortable, and it can, bring things to mind that maybe you hadn't thought about in a while. So it can be painful too. But as a veteran, you can tell when somebody is genuine with it, and when somebody means it, and when somebody is telling you that because they want you to know that they care about you as a person and as a veteran, as a citizen. And so it does matter. But it's complicated.
It's sometimes uncomfortable. People say that to me, and I feel like, I didn't really do that much in a way. And I said, there's so many more vets now who have done, had very extensive, intense experiences, and it's kind of strange when people. It's nice. I appreciate the gesture, but it's a little weird in a way.
Yeah.
Well, here's some more. There were a couple of laudatory cards. Your writing is gorgeous.
Well, thank you.
And
you want to read some more of those?
Yeah, I loved the book. Let's see. How about? Let's see. Oh, this we were talking about the letter, but here's one that says, confusion about why Bartle was in jail. Was it because of the letter? Was it because of disposing of Murph's body, or because of killing the civilian, the Iraqi civilian?
All of the above.
All of the above.
Very
right?
thorough reader there. Yeah, no, all those things are super illegal.
Super illegal. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that goes on every day, doesn't it? No, just.
No, and I mean, I guess the thing that I thought was interesting about that, and one of the some of the reactions I've had from readers, people ask why he's in jail, and I think because this is my hope anyway, you understand that he has the best intentions, but intentions don't always matter in the end. He did the wrong thing. A mother is supposed to be able to grieve, and he didn't allow that to happen selfishly because he wasn't prepared to grieve, because he wasn't prepared to take responsibility for it. He allowed Sterling to kill a completely innocent person because he was a witness, because he didn't want to take responsibility for his action, because he was afraid of the consequences. But the fact that people generally understand that he wanted to do good, and that's really the kind of the source of his greatest difficulty, is that he knows that he wanted to do the right thing and that he failed. And so when he does go to jail and he talks about, it doesn't really matter what he's guilty of specifically. He feels this kind of urge to atone, in a way, atone for not just the specific crimes that he may have committed according to the UCMJ, but all of the ways in which he feels like he failed to do good.
Yeah, he seems very accepting of his jail time. Like, it actually almost feels good. Or,
I think eventually he is. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's funny because one of the questions was why do you consider that he failed? And I know that you said this in interviews, that the idea of the book is what happens when somebody tries to do something good or the right thing and fails, right?
Yeah, and that, the promise, in a way, of course he wanted to keep it. Of course he wanted to make sure, even though he made it stupidly and rashly and without the consideration that kind of commitment warranted, the good thing he wanted to do was to preserve not just Murph's life, but I think what Murph represented, sensitivity and kindness, maybe in himself as well. And I think that's why he feels like he failed. But ultimately, I don't know. I think at the end, he obviously didn't keep the promise literally, but I think in a way at the end there is a kind of possibility for something else to happen, for him to do something else. Maybe something that will be similarly worthy of that kind of goodness.
That's an interesting coming to that point. I think that a lot of readers kind of find the ending of the book sort of bleak, you know, like with Bartles and his cabin, and we know from the beginning that's where he's telling the story from, right? From his cabin by himself in the woods, and he's back out of jail. So, can we take some hope from the end of this? Is that?
I hope so. You know, it's funny. I remember getting in not quite an argument, but an argument with one of my professors when I was in grad school. We were talking about Samuel Beckett, and he was talking about how bleak Beckett was. And I was saying, Beckett's the most hopeful writer I've ever read in my entire life.
And he's hilarious, too.
Yeah.
I mean, he's funny.
And so I guess, in a way, I mean, the idea for me is, as bleak as the book may be, and as trying as Bartles' ordeal has been, even there's hope, I think. Even there's hope, you know? And so at the end, when he walks out of the cabin and he's in the sun and he rests with actual kind of comfort, and he imagines where Murph goes. I think there's a kind of, you know, and again, this kind of permanence of nature. I think there's a sort of faith in maybe the endurance not of the body, but of something else,
right, a vision
of life itself,
of going down the river and going out to sea, and all the whole rejoining the life cycle, right?
Yeah, and so I think while maybe that final period doesn't in itself contain hope, I wanted to, I don't know, for me, I wanted to communicate that the possibility for Bartle, the hope for Bartle, begins right after the next sentence that isn't written. So, yeah.
You know, there have been a lot of questions about things like just some kind of weird particulars of the book, like Sterling spreading salt around, you know, when they go into battle and those sorts of things. I know that's a reference to Judges, right? And how did you get that idea? Did people do things like that, or?
Well, people did weird stuff, but I just thought, like, you know, he's fully, like, I don't know, he's just sort of like fully militarized in a way, like all of his associations and like the way that he understands everything. It's about like the task at hand, and
there's some sort of order that has to be gone through.
Right. It's kind of like everything for him. A ritual is like has to be kind of militaristic and.
Right, and there's that whole little section, you know, that's right around the same section where I believe it's a colonel who says, you know, this is the land where Jonah proclaimed God's justice, you know. Yeah. You know, man, we are that justice, you know, sort of thing. And is this a religious war from our point of view too? I mean, is this?
It is for some people. It wasn't for me. I felt, in a way, that for a lot of people, you know, like staff officers and above, I was sort of like, these guys are crazy. But I don't know. I mean, it certainly there is a kind of cultural clash. Maybe it's not religion. It's West versus something. And they're not the only ones who kind of embrace some of those tropes, you know. And that felt like a real thing to me. And then, you know, it is also just really weird for me, I mean, one of the most powerful memories I have of being there myself, and this isn't necessarily anything related to the book, I remember getting out of my vehicle, and, you know, we had to pull security, and we were, you know, I'm like looking at the ground, and there's this sort of weird symmetrical hill that I'm on, and it was one of the walls of ancient Nineveh. And in that moment, I thought, people have been killing each other here for thousands of years, and it's never going to stop. And then I had to, you know, continue doing my job. And so just the fact that it's the cradle of civilization, you know, that I was, in a way, I guess, trying to give the book texture, and sort of speak to the kind of permanence of these sorts of things, and the fact that people do survive them or recover from them physically, if they're fortunate physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, however you want to think about it.
Did you have much interaction with the Iraqi people?
Occasionally, I mean, not really. I mean, we had a couple of translators, and one of the jobs that I had was we were sort of the security detail for the bomb disposal guys. So a lot of my interactions basically said like, okay, you guys have to get away right now because there's going to be a really big explosion. But no, I mean, the sort of divide is, at least for me anyway, was really stark. And I kind of recognize, there's honestly, I mean, I've never been looked at the way that I was looked at by the Iraqi people. And I don't mean necessarily with kind of hatred or contempt, just to kind of, what are you doing here? And like, you guys have so many guns and stuff, and I mean, the vast majority of people, probably upwards of 99% and beyond, they were just trying to live their life. And so, having moments where I recognized that another person was really afraid of me, I didn't like that. I'm not interested in inspiring fear.
I had a student veteran of Iraq a couple of years ago, and he told me a story. He said, I love those people. And he said he was clearing brush once, and he actually caught on fire, and he was on fire, and that a crowd of the people came over and put him out and, said, are you okay? And he said that they really expressed genuine concern, over him. So.
Oh yeah, no, and I mean that's stuff that I experience. I mean, not that, but the generosity in spite of that. When somebody when you can tell that somebody is afraid of you, but they're making a gesture of welcoming it's a very. I mean, especially. I mean, I was 23 years old, and I was older than a lot of guys that I was with. It's a lot to take in and process. It's a unique position to be in, I think.
Here's a literary question. It says, is the repetition of the use of a sentence, it doesn't matter, an echo of Vonnegut's So It Goes in Slaughterhouse-Five, does it reflect a different, deeper despair?
Well, I mean, I put the So It Goes in there just because, I get to the end of that thing and I thought, well, I mean, I'm not going to hide the fact that the person who said it best has already said it. And so I'm just going to put it right there to close this passage. So it was absolutely blatant acknowledgement, kind of bow down to the master.
Right.
For me.
Also kind of similar to the There It Is and the things they carried. They
Right,
always say that, there it is.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
There it is, yeah. Wow, okay. How big of an issue do you think PTSD says in the United States?
I mean, I don't know exactly. I have the impression, and this is totally anecdotal, and I'm not, I have no training that's no training or expertise, but just talking to guys that I was with and veterans that I've met, I find it really hard to believe that somebody could go and do the things that we ask our men and women to do and come back unaffected. I don't know in what way they're affected. I don't know how, I'm sure there's a kind of variety of degrees of difficulty or whatever. I suppose one of the ways that I've thought about it before and have even talked about it before is, if we decide as a nation that we have to send our young men and women halfway around the world, that we ought to just accept that there are going to be 100% casualties, but they're not all going to be physical. And people are going to be able to recover from a lot of them, but that everybody we send is going to be affected in some way.
I've done a little bit of research on this, and because I was sort of fascinated with this warriors returning type thing, And many ancient cultures or traditional cultures actually have sort of a rite or a ritual or some sort of thing when warriors come back from war to transition them. It's a ritual from the war world back to the peace world.
Right.
I've seen, for instance, Native Americans, I can't remember which tribe it was, but there was a whole sort of prayer that they go through, and putting the corn pollen on their lips and on their eyes, and in a cleansing. And it just seems like we don't really have anything like that, right?
Yeah, I guess we used to do parades and stuff, but
how about that?
Yeah,
right?
I don't know. Yeah, we don't really have anything.
Even
like that.
even though these wars supposedly ended in what was it, 2010 and 2014 and something like that officially, right? We didn't get a ticker tape parade or any kind of welcome home veterans. We didn't see that kind of.
Yeah, I actually met. It's funny. I met a French writer who wrote about a French military unit, and actually one of the things that they do is they apparently send all of their returning soldiers to this like resort in the Mediterranean, and
That
they
sounds
let them
pretty
go
good, huh?
crazy. They just they get wild drunk, and they I'm not suggesting that as a solution, but at least it's a kind of acknowledgement that there has to be a
Right.
passage from one world to another.
Even when we came in from the field at 29 Palms, there was this place called the Warriors Club, which was pretty much a giant corrugated metal hall that had beer in it, and they would give us 2 days to rehydrate, and then they'd let us loose in the Warriors Club to dehydrate again.
Right, yeah.
It'd be like, 2 days.
I thought the Warriors Club was where you
No.
rehydrated.
Since we were coming from the desert, it'd be
Right,
like,
right,
okay,
yeah.
drink water for a day and a half, and then you can go loose in the Warriors Club and get dehydrated again.
Right,
It was
yeah.
like that. And it was crazy. It was like, I guess that's one kind of transition.
Well, I thought
right?
it was interesting
Right.
that just
Yeah.
like that even they said, well, we need to do something. Let's just let them go
Mhm.
crazy. And it's like, I guess that's something.
I guess that's something.
So I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it is curious that there's no. Yeah, I mean, I've heard a lot of people say, they train you. They do a really good job of training you how to go fight, but they don't do a very good job of training you how to come back. That part they kind of leave out.
It's interesting in the book, and we talked about this today as well, the whole transition thing where you had the soldiers had to fill out, do you feel okay? Are you doing well?
Right.
And it was kind of like, the answers were just passed around. This is what you will answer,
Right, right.
sort of thing, especially if you don't want to be kept here, right?
Right.
And it was sort of reminiscent. Last year we had Piper Kerman here, and she said it was similar in the prison system. It was sort of like this real perfunctory, here's how you get back. Do you feel okay to go back to the free world? And they just kind of were let loose.
Yeah.
And it's a similar type of
Absolutely.
transition. Well, do you think you'll write any more books about the war in Iraq or?
I don't know. I mean, right now I'm working on a novel that has, I guess, conflict and the consequences of conflict as part of the subject. It's set about 150 years ago. I grew up in Virginia, so it's the very early days of Reconstruction and after Richmond's burned and all that. So some of the concerns I think are going to be with me forever. What does violence do to individuals and communities? How do we find justice in an unjust world? But I certainly wouldn't rule out the wars as a subject or veterans as characters that I might explore. But for now, doing something a little different, I guess.
There were a couple more. Just are we almost?
Yeah, a couple more and then we'll do
Okay.
book signing.
Okay. What about Sterling's end? I mean, he seems like such an in-control character since we're coming to the end. And we know that we find out just sort of almost off-the-cuff remark that he killed himself. And it's never really gone into detail or anything. And is that just a natural end for that type of intense, he's sort of one of those skyrocket characters that's just going to blow up?
Well, I think, it's interesting, and this actually came up in the lecture today. One's ability to adapt to an environment like that is really actually quite valuable. To be able to function in incredibly dangerous situations. The problem is, once you get home, those kinds of adaptations lose their value. Being okay with killing and being surrounded by death, getting to a point where you're maybe not comfortable, but where you can deal with those sorts of things. When you return home, you're still operating on that kind of wavelength or that kind of frequency. I mean, it can be incredibly debilitating. And I think for Sterling, he had gone so far in the direction of figuring out how to function in a war that when that kind of sense-making ability was taken away from him, being implicated in the way that he was, and I think even his own idea of himself was taken away from him because he failed too. He kind of succumbed to things that his own ideas of himself, and so in some ways I think that was his most human act, the kind of recognition that he had let go entirely of his who he had once been, and so I think in a way it was inevitable for him.
Well, almost does add some touch of humanity to them, right? Well, here's the last question, and I'm not sure how you're going to do with this one. This writer wrote, what were those 10 questions on the quiz, and what are the answers?
Oh, it was, yeah.
I don't think I can do that one.
What is the Sunni Triangle? What is the Haqqani Network?
What's the green zone?
What's the green zone? Name 3 generals from our current wars. I can't remember all of them.
Yeah, 3 battles maybe. Was there 2 famous battles?
Oh, yeah, 2 battles.
Yeah. I'll have to talk to Dr. Joseph, huh?
Yeah, if you talk to Dr. Joseph, he will definitely fill you out.
Kevin Powers, thanks for coming.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Kevin Powers, everybody. So where are we at? 16 or 16?